Let's start with last night then, because Carabao scores. Liverpool smashed West Ham 5-1. I mean, this is the second time they've done that in this competition, consecutive seasons. Should we talk about West Ham? Just on Liverpool, again, that was a really dominant, great performance by then.
Yeah.
We all kind of said that we thought they'd be somewhere around third this season in the Premier League. Should we actually be putting more respect on them for this very smooth transition that Arne Slot's come in and done for them?
No, it's been really good. They've got an incredible forward line, loads of goals. If someone doesn't perform, someone else will, which I think is the best way to make your attack and not be too dependent on one person, especially if they get injured. And I think... Listen, with Liverpool, the only reason why I've got them third is purely because it is Slot's first season and there will be trials and tribulations. There will be moments where he might have 2 games without a win and then they'll have to respond. I still look at, obviously, Gravenberch has been a massive change in that midfield. He's kind of almost, at the moment, saved them from the lack of 6 that they have after Endo. But again, he's still young. Let's see if he can have a consistent season at the top level and keep performing. If he has a dip, wouldn't be a massive shock. We're talking about title race. We're talking about winning a title. It's very, very difficult to do. Man City, 90-point plus seasons. I'm not expecting Liverpool to do that in their first season from Slot. They could put up 82 points, put up something very, very respectable. They could be very much in and amongst it with 5 games to go. But I definitely would keep them at third just purely because also they need to get these contracts sorted out as well. That's another thing. I'm sure they will, but they need to get these contracts sorted out. Because until they do, Alama did it.
Dangle that carrot.
When you take it in, right, they're 1 win at home to Forest away from an unbelievable start.
Yeah.
From headline writing start. Away at AC Milan, real statement winning the Carabao Cup, you beat yourself, and then they really should be on 5 wins out of 5. But as I say, should be in terms of you expect Liverpool to beat Forest. They didn't deserve to win on that day. Forest absolutely deserved the 3 points, but they're kind of one-off day from that. And then in that, you got the 3-0 win at Old Trafford, and like I mentioned, the San Siro trip. So, write them off at your own peril. But the thing about Liverpool, I still believe they've got some of the frailties of last season in terms of, I don't want to say defensively, that's lazy. Last season, we know defensively they weren't good enough. And this season, it seems like they've got a system better equipped to deal with that. They don't have a natural 6, so McAllister and Gravenberch seem to be a bit close together. I'm no expert on them. That's the bits I've seen. I do think that throughout a season, not maybe having that specialist 6 and maybe the quality in some area, that might show. But they've got goals, they've got firepower, they've got a fantastic centre-back partnership. And they've got a manager who they're all believing in like immediately. So,
as Arsenal fans, for you two, this is really the question for. So, you know how your sole focus will be like, we've got to stop City, all eyes on City. Is there a part of you that will also be looking and thinking, hold on, it might not just be City from what we've seen. We also need to add Liverpool to that equation.
Absolutely. I said that at the start of the season. I said that, listen, I do feel that we will be City's closest challengers. I actually tipped City to win the title. I predicted that we'd be the closest challengers. But I also said that Liverpool will have a part to play and they could well challenge. And it could be one of those seasons whereby if they take points off us, City or whoever else, you know what I mean, that could factor into it at the end of the season. So, yeah, they definitely have to be taken seriously. And aside from that, I wouldn't say it's a rogue result because these things can happen in the Premier League. But it did, when I saw that they'd lost to Forest, I thought, rah, you know.
I always had them as third, but like with a sizable gap to fourth. I don't believe they're in a top 4 fight. I don't believe they're in that conversation. They're in the top 3
certified
firmly.
done.
We compartmentalise teams into, if you're challenging for the title, you must be brilliant. You've got to go for 90 points. And if you're not, well, you're going for top 4. And especially in the last few years, like teams that got into the top 4 have been able to lose 9-10 games a season at times and still get in. And then you wonder, well, is that quite the level? I think Liverpool are closer to the title challenges than they are the top 4 battle, but I just think they might have some shortcomings, but I could easily be wrong.
Liverpool, you wouldn't necessarily want to be facing Liverpool right now, would you?
No, I think they're in their groove. They're very, very problematic back to front. Everything seems sorted. Very, very balanced team. McAllister's serious player. That was a great signing for the fee that they paid last summer was a snip. And yeah, Salah's been good this season earlier on. Diaz has been incredible on that left wing. He's in great form. He's loving his football right now. And Jota's just bagged a couple goals in midweek, and we know how much of a good finisher he is. And even Nunes got a goal, a really good goal against Bournemouth last week. Yeah. So yeah, I say even because it's not usually that it's him to get a finish like that. But yeah, I just see a Liverpool win. I really do. Whether it's straightforward or not, that's down to Wolves. But at the end, I still think Liverpool will get over the line there. Very, very comfortable Liverpool win. I think they'll win like I think I could see them even winning 3-0. I just think they've got too much quality.
Probably will.
Trent in this game will move mad.
I've got something to say, like a 3-1, 4-1 or something like that.
Yeah. I've got to go with that. I mean, you're looking at two teams, two different trajectories, aren't you? Wolves, bottom of the table, struggling. Liverpool, okay, they had that adverse result against Forest, but even that, they'll probably be looking at this game thinking, we don't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
So I think it could be a smoking, man.
Yeah,
I really
it's
do.
quite possibly.
Liverpool by 3 goals. It could be 4-1, 3-0, something like that.
Not a good situation for Wolves. By the way, guys, there's over 6k of you watching, and we're not even at 1,000 likes.